next time.
Okay. What about mass deportations?
Oh yeah, this came up the other night at the dinner table. It was just the idea of like, and I don't know, like if it's probably been done before, but it feels like, and there again, there's people that probably know, but in Chilliwack where we live, like we're at the end of a valley. And for those that don't live right around here, or don't know the area well, it's warmest, probably one of the warmest. It is the warmest area in Canada, in the winter. And like we have 300 or 400 homeless people population in Chilliwack. And so if you listen to people talk there again, I mean, just from what I hear, and I think it's probably is true to some degree, there's people that literally get shipped in here or just come here because of how well you get treated when you're homeless, right? And I don't mean just homeless, like, hey, you have mental illness and you literally can't afford to pay rent. No, like you pound back the fentanyl and you're a cracker and you're literally on drugs and you obviously don't have any money left to pay for a house. Both of those, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like you have this idea. I wondered, like, would there be some way, like at some point the pendulum is going to swing and the silent majority is going to get fed up with the idea of, hey, we're going to give free drugs to people, right? Like this is not.
Is that what the safe injection site does? It gives free drugs?
Some do, and it's harm reduction.
Okay.
It's called, for sure they give free drugs, and it's called harm reduction, right? That's what they would call it. Yes, it would be called harm reduction. I'll do more homework and be more educated so I can really say exact stuff. But
I thought they just had
it's even crazier than that. If you're down there, no. You go down there and or they just supply there's some free stuff and there's
supply free clean syringes.
They do that too, right? There's a lot of that. There's just the space. You're not allowed to be there if you're not using, like it's, client confidentiality, right? This idea. So like we've moved away in our society from shaming really bad behavior, but that's not totally true. Like we'll shame you if you smoke cigarettes, right? But if you pound back, it depends what it is. We've picked these weird things where like we're going to protect. And I just wonder if at some point the pendulum will swing where we'll be like, okay, we're going to get right carried away here and we're going to load up people and ship them somewhere remote where they're not going to die unless they kill each other. But it's just like, hey, they're just going to have to learn to be clean and sober. And that there is life after, because there again, and once you're addicted to it, like, hey, I have full sympathy. Like once you know how it is, you start pounding back drugs are drugs. Like you don't have addictive personality, you said before the show starts, so you'd be fine. But like someone like me is in deep trouble if I do fentanyl one time. Right?
Yeah, I'd be in
I love the opioids, right?
Yeah.
So I just think, hey, why have we turned into this where people are just silently frustrated and it creates polarized society, right? You can see it even how we vote, right? We have like roughly 50-50 split in our country of people that decide, hey, I'm okay with these policies, these types of policies where we're basically supplying people with things that are killing them. It's mostly frustrating because literally, and this is the part that drives me the craziest, and this ties into my rants, because every time I see a Michael Campbell post about anti-supply management, there's people in the comment section beaking off about how the dairy farmers make it so we can't get raw milk. That is not dairy farmers saying you can't get raw milk. That's government. That's the government, the nanny state we live in. You cannot sell raw milk in Canada, right? Yet you can literally get any kind of drug that'll basically kill you. There's signs. If you go downtown Chilliwack, there's signs all over. Hey, the current batch of crap out there is laced with this and it's dangerous and it's got 10 times as much, power and it's going to nuke you, right? Like be careful, Mike. So I just think, hey, when does the pendulum swing? Would it be an idea to where like, hey, we just literally round up people at some point against their will and say, no, you are going clean and sober. Keep them alive, like for the detox them for 36 hours or whatever, give them the medicine they need to not die. And then like, no, you're just going to figure it out and live sober. Like this is BS, right? Like now there's a building right along by my parents' church there by the Free Reformed along the highway. Yeah. They're building all that's connected to Ruth and Naomi. It's all this housing. It's like, listen, none of us think that somebody should die laying in the street. Like we're all going to agree that we should care for these people, but not like bad behavior just has never been rewarded. Since when would you think as a society that it's healthy to reward bad behavior, right? Yeah. And for some reason,
I mean, a lot of this I don't even know about it. Like, so I actually applied at the Salvation Army shelter to be a casual worker.
You're going to find out real fast.
Where I'll work probably like 4 or 5 shifts a month. Are
you going to do it or not? You don't know.
Yeah, I got a first interview and it seems like I'll get it. But
okay, well, don't talk about mass deportations.
But I'll learn a lot and just I'm talking and being around those people more. But like I think a lot of it I just don't know about, because I think a lot of things like this we talk about it. Like you go downtown quite a bit and talk to these people, but that's super rare. Most people are like go sit in their nice homes or whatever else like that, and they see the problems when they drive through. They don't actually engage and see like what's actually going on and what are these people actually dealing with.
And they're broken, and every single person there they've had a harder life than most of us could ever imagine. I'm not disagreeing with any of that. I'm not disagreeing with the idea, but even the idea of like, just from a biblical principle, there's someone in my family, they'll remain unnamed. They would say, the Bible says if you don't work, you don't eat. Like, like if you're capable of working, which obviously a lot of these people are, if they weren't pounding back the dope, but we've just created this culture of like, hey, there's sympathy, and there always is sympathy. There can be sympathy, but like empathy doesn't need to turn into enabling, right?
Yeah.
And it's
I think that's the difference too, is like get rid of that, like thinking about care for these people differently instead of enabling, like actually focus on rehabilitation. So a couple of weeks ago, I took a couple of guys out that I found that were at McDonald's, and I asked them, I said, "What do you guys actually need?" So I was just curious what they would say, and they said, "People to talk to, like an actual like psychologist to talk to help me unpack."
Did you tell them you're a psychologist?
No, I'm not a psychologist. But I thought that was interesting because obviously, like a lot of this stuff is from trauma, that they're on drugs for. And my own story is like, I've said it a few times. Nicole said to me, like, if you don't deal with the pain of what happened to you as a kid, we're never going to stay married, because I was going to keep going back to my addictive things. And like, I needed to deal with the root of the issue. And, like something like that, how do you do that on a mass scale for these people and actually care for them that way? Because
I guess from my perspective, so I agree with all that. I just feel like when you're loaded all the time, like you're on such powerful drugs,
drugs need to get removed.
You're never getting better. Like you're just never getting better. Right?
No.
And anytime I bring up, even like for the girls' birth parents or just people, I'm like, hey, like we'll happily pay for treatment, but people have to want it, right? And so when you make it easily accessible, you make it socially
crap.
acceptable.
I do not believe that you should just be giving drugs to people.
I'm just not sure that's helpful, right? I would be curious to know. There again, there's people that would probably really strongly advocate for just the system that obviously there is, because people are okay with it, right? And it's being funded by the taxpayer. So
which is why you should give your kids a wide open phone, because that's drugs.
Yeah.
You're giving them drugs.
You should take your kids downtown.
Yeah.
You should educate your kids on what life looks like. And I always tell my kids, like, nobody starts off at a party thinking they're going to be a homeless person whacked out on fentanyl.
So these two guys I picked up, I bought them both a couple of packs of cigarettes. And they were just tickled pink. Was that enabling?
No, I always buy people smokes. I just live vicariously through the homeless people that I give cigarettes to. Let them have a couple darts for me.
I was hanging out with somebody yesterday.
I love smoking.
I was at
Have I said that on here, how much I like smoking?
Yeah, because I was talking to a bunch of people on Sunday night. I was playing volleyball. With a group of people from church. And we were talking about smoking for some reason. And someone asked, does Gary smoke? And it's like, Gary used to smoke a ton. And I reminded them that as soon as your son starts smoking, you're going to be back on it.
Yeah, so far they're really against smoking.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Yeah. They ingrain these kids now how bad it is for them.
Malachi always goes after me too if he sees me smoking.
Stop. Yeah. Anyways, I'm sure it is really bad for you. I felt like crap whenever I smoked. I'm thankful it stopped. But
yeah. Anyways, hey, did you find your diesel mechanic?
Nope, still looking. Okay. Looking for a automotive mechanic that specializes in trucks and ideally diesel trucks.
Okay, that, and also if you're
cash reward for someone that sends me
handyman, willing to work on pumps and that kind of stuff, water systems. If you have a lot of experience, $45 an hour. If you're wanting an apprentice under that and just learn the trade and you're 18, 20 years old, reach out to me and I'll connect you with the right guy.
Great company.
Good company. And if you're looking to have a position you want to fill, reach out and I'll advertise it here. Or if you are want to work for somebody and a specific company, whatever, reach out and I'll help you with that as well. So anyways, anything else you got?
No, I had a lot of stuff in my mind rattling around in the cage this morning, but
yeah, it always happens. You always record and all of a sudden you forget it all.
Yeah, it's better that way.
Yeah. If you want to support the show, link in the description. Would appreciate it. Anyways, see you guys next week.
Have a great week.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show? That would help a lot in creating more content, improving the quality of the content, putting the production value, getting more guests on, and me being able to spend more time and energy towards it. So if you're interested in doing that, you can click up here and it'll take you to a support page. But you can also subscribe to the podcast by clicking over here and doing that. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.